Hello guys. In today's session I am going to teach you the very first chapter of Class 11 Biology, the living world. This lesson is very easy lesson and has a weightage of 1 question. Okay, we'll start the lesson. If we take the first page, we can see given about a scientist Ernst Mayr. He was born on the 5th of July 1904. The important points to be highlighted in this paragraph is he has been called the Darwin of the 20th century, and he was awarded 3 prizes which has been regarded as Triple Crown of Biology: the Balzan Prize, the International Prize for Biology and the Crawford Prize. The topics which are in the portion is, what is living? Biodiversity. Need for classification. Taxonomy and systematics. Binomial nomenclature. Okay, let's get into the topic. What is living? This topic is divided into 2 categories: defining properties and non-defining properties of living being. First we will look into the non-defining properties, that is growth and reproduction, and defining properties are metabolism and consciousness. What is growth? Increase in mass and increase in number of individual are twin characteristics of growth. As you know, plants grow continuously but animals grow only up to a certain age. That is because of presence of meristematic cells in plants, which is absent in animals. Even non-living things do grow. For example, mountains, boulders and sand mounds do grow by accumulation of material on the surface, but not a dead organism cannot grow, so growth cannot be taken as a defining property of living organism. Next we come to reproduction. We know that some organisms reproduce by asexual means also. In some unicellular organisms, reproduction is synonymous with growth. Some organisms do not reproduce, for example, mules, sterile worker bees and infertile human couples, so, reproduction cannot be an all-inclusive defining characteristics of living beings. Reproduction of some lower invertebrates. This can be asked as match type of question. Okay, let's look into it. Yeast and hydra reproduce by budding. Planaria, flatworms, reproduce by true regeneration. Fungi, filamentous algae and protonema of mosses reproduce by fragmentation. Take a note of it. Next we come to metabolism. We know that all living organisms are made up of chemicals. In our body, there are thousands of metabolic reactions occurring inside. All living organisms, be they unicellular, or they are multicellular, exhibit metabolism. The sum total of all chemical reaction occurring in our body is metabolism. No non-living objects exhibit metabolism. Isolated metabolic reaction outside the body of an organism, performed in a test tube, that is, in vitro reactions, are neither living nor non-living, but they are surely a living reactions. So I conclude that cellular organization is the defining feature of all life forms. Most complicated feature of all living organism is consciousness. Consciousness means the ability to sense their surrounding or environment and respond to it. Plants respond to external factors like light, water, temperature. Other organisms, pollutants, photoperiod affect the reproduction. In seasonal breeders, all organisms are aware of their surroundings. As we know, human beings are self-conscious. Because of all living organisms, they can sense, and they can respond. Consciousness becomes the defining property of living organisms. Answer this question. What you will call a coma patient, are they living or non-living? Comment it below. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, that is, biodiversity. Biodiversity means number and type of organism present on our earth. Okay. Can you number how many species are there in our earth? The range of the described species is between 1.7 to 1.8 million which are known. Highlight this point. Now, we are going to look about the binomial nomenclature, or the naming system. The system is given by Carolus Linnaeus. The naming system is named as binomial because it has 2 components, generic name and specific epithet. For example, scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica. Here, Mangifera is the generic name, and indica is Specific epithet, the name of the author appears after the specific epithet. For example, Mangifera indica Linn. Let us discuss about what are the rules for naming a species. The first rule is, biological names are generally in Latin and written in italics. They are Latinized or derived from Latin, irrespective of their Latin origin. The second rule is, the first word in a biological name represents the genus, while the second component denotes the specific epithet. The third rule is, both the words in a biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined or printed in italics to indicate their Latin origin. The fourth rule is, the first word denotes the genus, starts with a capital letter, while the specific epithet starts with a small letter. Next we come to classification. Anything which is grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observable characters is known as classification. Some important points to note is cats, dogs, mammals, wheat, rice, plants, animals, etc. are convenient categories we use to study organism. The scientific term for these categories is taxa. Animals, mammals, dogs are all taxa. But you know that dog is a mammal and mammals are animals. Therefore animals, mammals and dog represent taxa at different levels. Okay, next, we come to the topic, taxonomy and systematics. So what is taxonomy? Taxonomy is the process of classification. What are the process which are basic to taxonomy is characterization, identification, classification, and nomenclature. Systematics is a word which is derived from the Latin word systema. The famous scientist Carolus Linnaeus used the word Systema Naturae as the title of his publication. What are the scope of systematics? That is, identification, nomenclature, classification, and also, evolutionary relationship. Thank you, and subscribe for more videos.